Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Little Falls Planning Board meeting of December 4th, 2025. Let's stand for the flag salute led by Commissioner Barrett.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Valerie, please read the statement of public notice.
Little Falls Township Planning Board meeting of Thursday, December 4th, 2025 is called to order. Please take notice that out of the notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. The notice of the meeting is promptly posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey, on January 9, 2025. Notice was sent via email to the North Jersey Herald and News, and a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the township clerk on said date. Please note that this meeting is being taped, therefore we ask that you speak loud and clear into the microphone.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Barry,
Here.
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 Paco,
Here.
Kurt,
Here.
Damiano,
Here.
Fuller,
Here.
Kathy, Mr. Watley, Mr. Dolan,
Here.
Mr. Rema,
Here.
Mr. Brigley-Doro,
Here.
Mr. Kolar,
Here.
Mr. Kilpatrick.
Here. Thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of minutes of the meeting of November 6, 2025?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please pull the board.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Mr. Luke Damiano,
Yes.
Mr. Talco,
Yes.
Mayor Damiano,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Mr. Dolan,
Yeah.
Mr. Rema,
Yeah.
Mr. Kilpatrick.
Chairman votes yes, minutes are approved. Does the council have any comments for us?
No, Chairman, there was no one who came before the last council meeting with any issues concerning the planning board.
Thank you very much. Memorializing resolutions. May I have a motion to memorialize the resolution for JSL Properties LLC, 117 Main Street and 1 Cedar Avenue?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
please poll the board.
Mr. Parag,
Yes.
Mr. Talco,
Yes.
Mr. Rema,
Yeah.
Mr. Kilpatrick.
Chairman votes yes. The resolution is memorialized. First application tonight, Houston 119 LLC, 119 Houston Road.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the board. John Vettery entering my appearance on behalf of Houston 119 LLC and its principal, Dino Mancini, who's here with us this evening. Dino, in his individual capacity, is the applicant in the next application, which is 130 Houston Road. Before we get started, I just wanted to commend Mr. Brigley-Doro. You know, we get these resolutions and they're not easy. And as Rich will attest to, going through the JSL application was not easy with all of the requirements. So I just wanted to thank Rich. There's quite a bit went in there, and some other attorneys in other towns, you look at the resolution, was that even my application? But Rich does really a very good job, and it makes our job a lot easier and actually makes it better for the town because he makes sure that every requirement that was agreed to is in there. So again, just thank you, Rich. So 119 Houston, I really have to speak about that in relationship to the other property because it was all one property at once. When the quarry operation was there, when Francisco Brothers had their quarry, there was no Houston Road. The house at 130 was an office that then the Noli family had for many, many years. My client purchased that property. And like we see in other parts of the town, Wilmore Road, we see that the lots across from Wilmore, those little lots there, those were just properties that existed because there were no streets back then when they laid out these properties. When Houston Road went in, it left a 12,007, almost 13,000 square foot lot that was never developed. It was always part of the property that was owned by the Nolis. When my client bought the property, overall, he looked at some potential development possibilities for the property. The property, not this particular property, but the property across the street, one portion of that property, the one lot, about 1.5 acres, a little less, back in 2000, and I think it was 2008, was put in the Affordable Housing Overlay Zone, which permits multifamily housing. 6 units per acre would permit, multifamily on that, not the lot in question today. So he took a look at the properties as a whole, the entire properties, and what he'd like to see as an owner of property, as a neighbor there for the entirety. And that's why tonight you're going to see in this application and the application that follows, a proposal for 3 single-family homes, which are permitted uses. So the property that we're looking at tonight, it's a peculiar property. It has, quite a bit of street frontage on Houston Road, but it's like a pie-shaped lot. The requirement in the R1A zone is 15,000, whereas this property is 12,752 square feet. That's a pre-existing nonconformity. The applicant couldn't change that if he wanted to. The pre-existing lot depth is 86 on this property. So when we came up with a plan for the property, and the architect is here this evening, he's going to speak about how he arrived at the home that he did, was to try to mitigate any bulk variances that we may have. So we're left with 2 bulk variances. 2 of them are pre-existing nonconformities, and we'll have 2 bulk variances. Number 1 is the variance for the front yard setback. So in the Great Notch R1A zone, you need 30 feet. This is 25.3. So it's a little less than 5 feet deficient. And in the rear yard, there is a 35-foot requirement. This property backs up to the transit property. We've noticed transit about the application. They were a notice party by virtue of their ownership of the property behind. And we have a variance for 17.2 feet where 35 feet is required. And we've mitigated some of that with landscaping and fencing. And the only one really impacted by the rear would be the train line. So the applicant's seeking these, we're not seeking subdivision, we're seeking approvals tonight to construct 1 single-family home, which is permitted in the zone. And this wasn't subdivided. This lot has existed for, I don't even know, probably 100 years. And as our planner is going to speak to, you never want to have a lot that's left into having no utility. Those are the lots that you find out people stop paying taxes on. Sometimes they wind up in tax sale. They wind up back in the arms of the township. And this is a productive use of a nearly conforming lot as it relates to lot size. So tonight we're going to start, we have 3 witnesses. We're going to start with our architect who's going to explain the property. There's some rock on the property. We're going to speak to how that's going to be addressed. And he's going to be followed by David Fantina, our engineer, and then our planner, Marcella Trainer. So the first witness this evening is Stephen Zamuda, who's going to testify in the area of architecture.
Raise your right hand and swear from the testimony that you're about to give before this board is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please tell us your name, spell your last name, and what you do.
Stephen Zamuda, ZMUDA, 314 Village Place, Wyckoff, New Jersey. I'm a licensed architect in New York, New Jersey. Both licenses are in good standing. I've been in practice for just about 30 years. And I come to before this board to just represent my clients and the design that I'm proposing for his 3 homes.
Your credentials are accepted.
Thank you.
Okay, if you would just give an overview of the house and speak.
Sure.
The nature of the site itself and, how you landed on this house plan.
Right. This house, it is a wedge shape in the sense of property. We had to deal with having a garage off the street and not facing the neighbors' homes. We're limited to the height. We're keeping within the height requirements. There will be 3 bedrooms in the home. We fit the house into the property, so it's not exceeding the setbacks. There will be no basement. There will be a amount of rock removal, but essentially we're keeping the house with the low profile, not raising it above the rock surface. And there'll be just a great entry to the first floor and the second floor. The attic will only be used for storage and mechanical space. Design of the house will be in conformance with the town, the neighborhood. It will have modern materials, low maintenance. We're looking to also have materials that would be enticing to new home buyers. And also the layout of the rooms inside would be open space and modern amenities with inside. So the house will be, in my opinion, one of the 3 homes that will fit the neighborhood. It will fit into the property, fully landscaped and set back from the road. The neighboring property behind it is a railroad, and that's below. But that would also be a private area from the homes on across the track on the other side. So that would be my design. My rationale for designing the homes will also include some historical elements on the side of the house. So it does meet some of the historic older homes. It's not a modern house by any means.
You, I put on my hiking shoes the other day and went up the rock, and I realize it's probably engineering, John, but the question is this, because you mentioned rock removal. I'm not going to ask you about blasting. I'll save that for Dave. But my question is elevation. So if you have a 35-foot elevation, it's 1 foot. But if you set 10 feet above street level, it's like 45. So did you address that at all? How are you going to situate?
But the rock outcropping, the top surface will be removed, and we'll be creating a platform for the slab, essentially, foundation.
What kind of fence is a shear drop? I'd be worried if I bought the house that if I walked out the backyard in the dark, I could end up on the tracks.
Right.
What kind of fencing are you?
We would propose either a aluminum metal fence or PVC, but the aluminum probably be more of a less visible.
Do you have any idea of the total elevation? The street level?
No, I would prefer.
I think it's about, Dave's gonna testify to that. I think it's about 6 feet that the outcropping is going to be drawn. But Dave will testify.
Which would bring us to, that's the information I wrote. I want to know what the total is, because if I'm the neighbor, all of a sudden somebody's looking into my yard. And I'm trying to avoid that as best we can by fencing, planting something.
Well, yeah, whatever the board likes, the board on board fencing or PVC fencing, women fencing.
Whatever you think will look the best. Board on board is
Trees,
next to you.
landscape.
Yeah, right. You pull them, yeah.
I think board on board is next to that property, but I'm not positive. I saw brown. And that was it. Is your presentation completed?
Yes.
And does any members of the board have any questions? Well, that's unusual. Okay, very good. Thank you. To the public, we'll call you up after all the professionals have spoken. And then you can ask them anything you like.
All right, Dave's going to bring his easel over. Our next witness is David Fantino, is going to testify in the area of engineering and rock cropping.
That seemed like, I mean, I'm not young anymore. That was quite the hike. And you couldn't tell the depth of the ground with the leaves.
Good evening, everybody.
Sir, from the testimony that you got between the sports and the
I do.
license.
David Fantina, F as in Frank, ANTIA, 15 Sunset Drive. I'm still a licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey and in New York. my license in good standing. Thank you very much.
Your qualifications are accepted.
Thank you very much. I think I'll just jump into the questions you were asked. Bill Patrick, pardon me.
Chairman works, you don't have to
Chairman.
remember the syllable.
Essentially, yeah, we worked with the architect and with the owner on this. Because there is something about, we're not putting basement in if we want to keep rock removal to a minimum.
You don't want to blast.
We don't want to blast, and if there's any blasting, it'll be done completely in accordance with all the requirements. But we are lowering the elevation. We're not going to, the first floor, because we had 337 and that's 4 feet above the entrance to the front. The answer to your question, it's not going to move 10 feet over the roads. First floor is going to be 4 feet over the road. And that's really not that unusual for a house to move. One across the street, the very attractive houses across the street, probably at least 5 or 6 feet above them. When this neighborhood is to be 5 or 6 feet above. So it's not really going to loom that up.
Let me interrupt you. Around and stand and look if you like.
No, I'm sorry, can you push that back, David? Oh, that's, I think you But essentially, what we're doing, since there's no basement, we're gonna keep rock removal to a minimum. We're cutting about 4 feet. Actually, the garage floor will be at elevation 335 and a half. That's basically on elevation of about 340. That is the maximum amount of cut, maybe 6 feet in that area. The rest of it would be less than that. The first floor, as I said, is 337 and a half. So we think the house is going to fit in better than you think.
What's the total height?
The total height, well, 32.
All right, so we're only 1 foot off.
Yeah, yeah, so then you've already absolutely. Fine. Looking at your photograph, 334 is the grade at Houston. At the garage level. There's elevation of 3 and a half. So we're going to garage looking up about 6 floors. So not, it's 2 feet different than the grade at, that's the floor. Yeah, and then first floor going to. It's not going to be looming over the, when you drive by them, you do get the impression the first floor is going to be up 12 feet. That's not the way it's designed.
You gonna share that off with Dozer or what?
A portion of it, as a matter of fact, there'll be some about have in part of the house where you have high, so we'll be high portion of the front. And Mr. Koblars has requested or demanded perhaps, and he's absolutely correct, that when we submit for the building permit, we show additional grading information, swales around the house to make sure that the grading is proper, and that we'll provide that at that time. I should also say that he has 8 technical comments in his letter of October 31st. Most of them are just cleanup information, which we're happy to take care of. We take no exception to any of these on here.
Are you going to review those?
I can do them one at a time if you want. Simply, they're very simple. One, it just says that the name and address of the applicant and owner shall be provided on sheet 1. We're happy to do that. Number 2, he indicates that I have the wrong address in the title block. I'll fix that. Number 3 has to do with a typo in the, number 3 and 4 have to do with typos in the zoning table, which we'll take care of. Number 4 has to do with the architectural plans, and without putting words in his mouth, I believe that was addressed. If not, the architect can address it. Number 6, as I mentioned, we'll provide swale information, side elevations to show that we are grading properly. Number 7, again, is a grading information to show that the proper drainage is being provided. You're happy to provide that. And number 8, we do need approval from the Hudson Essex Passaic Soil Conservation District.
Mr. Kovalar, if you have any comments or questions?
Not with you.
Thank you.
Have this on the brief one. Laughing at the stuff, but that before the law. Those given, that.
That's correct.
Thank you. Board members, any questions of the engineer?
What's the likelihood of blasting?
It exists. I would be guessing.
50% or more, 50% or less?
50%, I would say.
If you have this with the I would take a little.
The rock looks pretty solid out there. You can't always tell though.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Mr. Pantino.
Final witness tonight is Bella Trainer, who's going to testify in the area of professional planning.
Yes, I do. My name is Marcella Trina, last name Traina, with Stonefield Engineering Design at H2 Park Avenue in Rutherford, New Jersey. I'm a licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey. My license is standing. I have testified as an expert on this board on numerous occasions.
Accepted. Thank you very much. Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So as we know, the subject property lies within the R1A single family zone where single family homes are permitted. And within the immediate vicinity of the site is the Great Notch Fire Company, a rail line, and several single family homes, which make up a consistent suburb. We're proposing here tonight to construct a 2.5-story single family home on this irregularly shaped lot. And the relief being sought here is really due to that irregular shape of the lot. This includes minimum lot area in which 15,000 square feet is required and 12,752 square feet currently exists. This is an existing nonconformity, as well as minimum lot depth in which 150 feet is required and 75 feet currently exists. Minimum rear yard setback in which 35 feet is required and 17.2 feet is proposed. And front yard setback in which 30 feet is required and 25.3 feet is proposed. Now, I want to first speak about the lot depth and rear yard setback. The rear of this site, as you heard, abuts the rail line right of way, and the rail line itself is even set back further than that. So really, there's no substantial detriment when you're speaking about the building to that rail line in terms of the rear yard setback and that lot depth. In terms of the lot area and front yard setback, as you can see on the plans, there's still plenty of usable open space on the property, and we comply with side yard setbacks to the neighboring property. We're way below the maximum permitted building and impervious coverage. So what you're going to see here is not going to look like an overdevelopment in this neighborhood in any way. And for these reasons, I believe that this project will not pose a substantial detriment to the public good or the neighbors. The proposed single-family home is permitted and will comply with height, coverage, and side yard setbacks, as I mentioned, which will align with MLUL Purpose A, as the project represents an appropriate use of the land, as well as MLUL Purpose G, as proposal provides sufficient space in an appropriate location for the permitted residential use. The project aligns with several goals of the master plan, including to maintain, preserve, and enhance the existing established residential character of Little Falls neighborhoods. And ultimately, it's my opinion that these variances can be granted under the C2 benefits versus detriments criteria of the statute, which means that the benefits of the overall project substantially outweigh any potential detriments. We're proposing to fill in a vacant and underutilized lot with a new single-family home in a zone where it's permitted, maintaining that neighborhood compatibility while reinforcing the goals of the master plan. So ultimately, I believe that this home will be a beautiful addition to the neighborhood.
Great. Thank you. No question.
Questions to the board? Thank you. May I have a motion to open up the meeting to the public? Wait one.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Now you may approach the microphone. Thank you.
Swear from the testimony about the before this and these truth. They do. These scholarship and very last name is
Okay, my name is Harry Glenn Francisco.
Francisco. I live at 115 Houston Road. Since 1979. A lifelong resident of Little Falls.
Are you the neighbor directly next to 119?
Yes.
Okay.
115 Houston Road.
Gotcha.
Okay, with regard to the proposed single-family home at 119 Houston Road, we oppose the project. There are two major concerns. One is the lot size, and the other is rock removal. The lot is extremely small and way under the zoning requirements. I stood here in 1978 before a committee similar to this. Had to get a variance for my house. I was short 2 feet in the backyard. And that was the variance. And this lot is several feet all around. Any structure that can be erected there will basically be a zero property house in a neighborhood of homes with surrounding properties. It could have a potential effect on the curb appeal of the other homes on Houston Road. In our opinion, it is not a logical fit for the neighborhood and not in harmony with the entire street of homes that substantially met the zoning requirements. The boundaries. It's a two-story house sitting high on an undersized parcel will appear out of place, is our opinion. The other big caveat is rock removal. One can easily see the amount of rock on that property as you drive in the road. It's highly likely that solid rock will be encountered during excavation. If any rock crushing or blasting were to be necessary, we request that the town require the excavation contractor to post a bond, which I believe is called an encroachment permit bond, to cover any structural damage to our property or surrounding property. However, we are certain that no one was damaged in the first place. Side note, when Houston Road extension was put in from Kingwood Drive intersection to Long Hill Road, about 10 feet was blasted off the rock face to get the gentle curve that's in the road down. So we're fearful of rock being encountered when excavation starts. To summarize, the proposed project for 119 Houston Road possesses too many severe zoning variances and drawbacks to make it viable. It just doesn't seem logical to stick a house on any small piece of property. That's all I have to say.
I have a question. Was your variance approved in the 70s?
Yes, I built my house, but it was just 2 feet in the back.
I understand. I was just wondering how they did things in the 70s.
Yeah.
Thank you.
78.
John, did you have any any answers?
So, with respect to the potential for blasting, those contractors are all bonded to that. But we have to feel that this will harmonize with the neighborhood. It's not a severely undersized lot, it's less than. It's where we under the requirement that it's a peculiar lot. The worst have a lot that is just left into having no utility whatsoever. This is single family. We believe it's going to fit the area. It's a very high end, luxurious house.
I think more specifically, the applicant, Mr. Francisco, would prefer to hear that it's not as high as he thinks it is. Can you redo that?
Yeah, I'll just reiterate that.
Please stay at the.
Yeah, there is, Mr. Francisco, I just want to point out that the house is not going to sit up on top of that rock. If it did, it would look unnatural. I agree with that. But again, the first floor of the house is only going to be 4 feet above the curb line. So it's going to be set down And then we'll have a basement, so the rock removal will be a minimum. But it's gonna be set down, so it'll look much more natural along with the other houses in the neighborhood. We've done that purposely. We don't know how much rock is there, but we're not excavating a lot of anything because we're not putting the basement. If we were putting the basement in, we would be taking a lot of rock or something out. And that would be pretty significant. But there is no basement, and that will significantly reduce what we have to do.
And we're excavating a field.
Could you step up to the microphone, please? We'd like to hear you.
When they were excavating on Marble Hill, at those houses, years ago, our house was shaking like crazy.
Any damage?
Hmm?
Any damage, structural damage?
Cracks. And
And
Well-
who repairs that? No, who repaired the crack?
I didn't.
On your own? Is whoever's doing the blasting, are they required to repair?
So, they're department and they're insured to pay cause damage as a result of the work that they did.
All right, so it would be your responsibility to go to the blaster, for lack of a better word.
So we had a lot of them saying arguments when we did that reopen application. The home was built, but a lot of the neighbors came out and were concerned about that. That was further exacerbated by the fact that the Jersey City water line ran right behind the property, so they were concerned about the runway. But there was blasting that was done, and we noticed all of the neighbors, actually the contractor noticed the neighbors. So there was adequate time that we could have a discussion with the neighbors, let them know when it's going to happen, what the time was. Everyone knew about certificate of insurance, and then the owner of the site has the certificate of the condition insured, and that is a lot more complicated there. What you need to do is a pre-blast survey, the post-blast survey, since it shows most directly impact, which are in the survey, but yes. Yeah, you'd be willing to do that, yes.
How do you do?
So the surveyor will go back out after, then you can take a look there. We have a topographical survey which shows, we can discuss it about grading elevation of all houses now. After it's done, we raise a plan, a drainage plan, that will be done post. In addition, the applicant, willing to work with you for fencing on your side of the property, some additional trees, to mitigate any, if we don't think there's something, the setback is not an issue, but just mitigating seeing the,
It just seems, at a place to put a zero property house. That's the thing. The house that'll go there, basically a zero property.
there's a lot.
There are lots of,
Yeah, so lot size is 12,750. The requirement is on 50. There are other, lots that are somewhat substandard, you might be real mountains. Slightly smaller than this, the lot is, it is not a small lot. The frontage on this lot, visually when you're facing it, it's probably more frontage than any lot aside from 1/3. From the original noble front.
I have a question, Chairman, if I may.
Sure.
So can we go back over how high is this house that's being proposed?
House is 30 feet.
And that's under the required,
The requirement is 30.
do we know the residence home, how high your home?
No.
Roughly, anybody know? It- It's about 28 square.
John, would you speak to the residents' concern that the project, the house itself is oversized for the lot? We have a requirement of 55% maximum lot coverage. And what is the coverage of this project?
You're not seeking a variance for that, and I think we're well. Able to, that's the question.
Maximum building coverage. 25% is allowed in zone, we're at 13.2%. And the improved lot coverage is 55% maximum, we're at 22% change. So we're about half the allowable building spaces. Thank you.
So you're saying the house could literally be almost twice the size and it would still conform?
If we could fit it.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to address the board, please come forward. No one coming forward? May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Does our engineer have any questions? Thank you very much. Comments? Questions from the board? Mr. Brigliadoro, oh, are you finished? Are you somewhere?
Very brief summary.
I'm sorry, you're gonna make one or you're done?
Yes, if you're ready for me, a very brief summary, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to thank everyone, thank the neighbors also for their input. And you know, in looking at the planning testimony, you know, what's being proposed here is a single family lot. I participated in the master plan reexamination and, you know, was struck by the fact that most of the residents wanted to see opportunities for new single family homes. And I think that, I don't know if there was a sticker system or there was some, it was very evident that that is what they were looking for. In Little Falls, that is a very tough endeavor to try to find lots for a single family home, certainly to build a luxury single family home without it being tear down. This happens to be, you know, one of those lots that is available. I think that the applicants, you know, met the standards that there will not be any substantial detriment at all to the zone plan, that the home will fit in from a visual standpoint, driving down Houston Road has a great big frontage. It will be nicely landscaped. This should get approved. Be eager to work with the neighbors for landscaping, fencing, and Mr. Kobelar's as well. And I hope that the board sees fit to approve the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brigliadoro, you're up.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is just a straight challenge application.
Rich, hold on a moment. Do you have another comment? Because that meeting's closed. Step on up. I'll make an exception.
Getting back to the bond. It's called an encroachment.
I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with the term. That's what it is, but they're bonded, these contractors have received the,
Well, this specific bond covers. That's why I was suggesting to completely glass serve of your property, to go out, look at your property, look at your foundation, to see if there's any damage. We'll go with you. Before the class, and then after the class, go back out and the property. Okay.
I'm like a car, we take picture of the car before, see what happens after, protect it.
So you think you're gonna have to blast? I don't know where engineer, but I'm sure what we have to do done without, I think, but it appears that we.
If he's got a comment, swear him in. We are way off our normal.
The applicants, done quite a bit of work looking at this, talking to the contractor. If the members of the board, I know we've closed, would like to hear what he has to say. And the neighbors would like to hear what he's willing to be brief and.
Do you wish to speak?
Yeah, come up. All right, we're back on the record. All right. Yes, just hold on.
You swear on the testimony about this before the sport is gonna be the whole thing.
Yes, I do.
Please tell us your story last.
My real name's Corrado.
Just a reminder that everything you stated recorded and was considered testimony.
Yes. My name is Corrado Mancini and my address is 130 Houston Road. And I live directly across the street from the home. So I have, and I plan on living there for a long time. So I have the same concerns the gentleman behind me does. I've spoke to a number of, let's call it blasters or excavators. They have all kind of insurance, vibration monitoring. They're up to standards and, we're not gonna do anything that's, out of bounds. I am making that too.
Thank you very much. Okay, I believe we've taken all the steps we can as a board to protect the neighbors in this particular instance. Are there any other, sorry, Mr. Brigley.
So this is it's a variance application, the applicant requires 4 variances, 1 for minimum lot area, 15,000, required 12,700 square feet. Is existing, new lot depth, 150 feet is required. Below that, front yard setback 30 foot required, 25 feet. Proposed and rear yard setback 35 feet required, 17 feet. Proposed in terms of conditions of the approval, which mentioned there's going to be in blasting, you're going to have to comply with all appropriate laws that address blasting. I think in this, under the circumstances here, that obviously should do a pre-blast and post-blast survey of the homes in the neighborhood that would be most directly impacted by it. The applicant will comply with all technical comments and things that you should follow before this. Given on the record there. The applicant will work with the meeting before you don't see the company. You might probably need some of them. That's why.
Any further conversation, comments from the board members? May I please have a motion?
Chairman, I'll make the motion to approve the application as outlined by Mr. Brigliadoro.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Please poll the board.
Mr. Barron?
Yes.
Mr. Carraro?
Yeah.
Mr. Luke Damiano?
Yes.
Ms. Cataldo?
Yes.
Dr. Seaver?
Yes.
Mayor Damiano?
Yes.
Councilman Scoba?
Yes.
Mr. Dolan?
Yes.
Mr. Capaccio?
Chairman votes yes, application is approved. Thank you. Next up, does anyone need a break? Next up is Corradino Mancini, 130 Houston Road. You need time to shuffle from one to the other? Good.
Shuffle. That's done. Hello, everyone. John Vettery on behalf of the applicant in this matter is Corrado Dino Mancini, who you just met. So now we're on the other side of the street. Now we're on the eastern side of the street. This is just an incredible property. If you've ever walked it, it's an absolutely incredible property. It's crazy that it's never been developed over all these years. From the time of being a quarry on nearly 6 acres, including what I always called Noli's Pond. I got kicked out of there once fishing with my cousins. That is a whole other story, but it worked out. So the property has a home that had fallen into disrepair. Mr. Mancini has lovingly restored this home, and the features of the home with the glass in the back facing the water. He's done substantial work to the landscaping on the property, rehabilitating the pond. And it's remarkable if you see it on the map. The pond itself is almost an acre, just the pond. So it's something. The rock formations are just something. I'm waxing poetic about the property. So what to do with all of this property? He really found an appreciation for the home because it probably would have been better if a developer came in, would tear that house down because it's kind of situated in the middle of the lot. But it will leave in this application the main house, the original home on like a 3 point something acre lot. And the proposal tonight is for a subdivision. I believe it is considered a major subdivision to create 2 new lots. So there'll be two new lots next door to the property. If you're facing it to the right, you see it on the map. The one immediately to the right of this property is fully conforming. That is a fully conforming lot, although that will be the smallest of the 3 lots. And then the other lot is a lot that is fully conforming by size by quite a bit. It's 1 point something acres, that lot. And there's a proposal for 2 very, very high-end homes that are proposed to be constructed here. And the situation of the lot, a lot of time was spent with the architect and the engineer to make sure that the homes are situated on the lot such that there will be water views and views of the rock and the mountain, which is really quite lovely. So in looking at the property, as I mentioned earlier, when we were talking about the other application, the property is in the R1A zone, single family zone, permitted. However, way back in 2008, which didn't seem that long ago, the lot 57. So pretty much just this lot back here. It's always been its own lot, the standalone lot. Mr. Mancini bought it. It was separated, had been subdivided many, many years ago. And that property that's the one lot that is in the affordable housing overlay zone that permits 6 units per acre, which is not what is being proposed this evening. So we're seeking major subdivision approval to maintain the 1 lot and to create the 2 lots that we discussed. We have 2 variances this evening. One for this main house. This house is on an angle, but at this point it's 23.86. Where it is 30 feet. And the other variance is for the house way about 57, the 100 feet of frontage, about 35 feet. However, at the home, there's more than feet here. The lot is 1.287 acres, where we only need a third of an acre in the R1, 15,000 square feet in the R1A zone. So we have a good lineup tonight of people that will be familiar to you, the same group, Steve Zamuda as the architect, Dave Fantina as the engineer, and Marcella Trina as the planner. So we'd like to start with the architect, and he's going to speak about these awesome homes that he designed for these lots. Steve?
I know we just sort of really down some separate applications.
Sure.
You swear from the testimony about the before the sports will be accused of nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please self-speak by last and years address.
Stephen Thomas Zamuda, ZMUDA, 314 Village Place, Wyckoff, New Jersey. Okay. I have a great opportunity as an architect to design these homes for my clients. The 2 homes adjacent to his existing home, which was built around 1946, has a unique style, and we're looking to carry some of the elements through it, such as the hip roof, the finishes on the building, introducing some stucco and hardy plank. And we're setting back the buildings from roads so they're not in competition with the house itself. And we're also abiding by all the setbacks. We also are landscaping the front of the home so it would not be as severe as you drive by. The back of the home will drop away with the landscaping, and that will afford the homeowner to have more of a view from both floors of the property beyond the great pond and also the Crescent's rock outcropping, which was the former quarry. The materials that will be used will be high-end, low maintenance. The home will be energy efficient to meet energy codes. And the house will have 4 bedrooms. Each house would have 4 bedrooms, and you would also have 3-car garage in each house. The garages are not facing the front of the house. They are by way of the driveways, which would be circling around to the side. We also have large burl on the front, which would be landscape. Cover the lower portion. That's it. Out about circle driveway. And it's plenty of this property.
Can you describe the circulation?
Circulation of road. This house, the frontage along up the road, with approach. Driveway and driveway. Second house we have circle driveway. Driveways will turn around.
Now, I'm trying to clarify for me, are there 2 separate entrances or is there 1 entrance and 2 shoots, two offshoots?
Under the house will only have 1 driveway. That's what the property line is here, to the south of that driveway goes. Right side of the house. This house will also have driveway.
Are there 2 entrances off of Houston or 1?
There's two curb cuts.
That's my question.
Two.
I thought we didn't like curb cuts.
Well, we gotta get to that.
Is Houston's not counting?
So it's 1 for each property.
Right.
Took us a while, but we got there.
Any other questions?
I assume that you are through with your presentation.
Yes.
Any questions of the board member?
Through the chair, Chairman, how close are the 2 driveways? What's the distance between the 2 driveways?
Sort of next year is speak back. I think it's still-
Okay, well, we'll ask that question to the engineer then, that's fine.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah.
I thought you did it right. Oh,
That was
different
very-
application. Dave, don't say anything.
Yeah, I've never for this one.
Any further questions from the board? Continue.
So you showed the landscape. Yes, yeah, I think I'm sure that.
Well, thank you for building the house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dave, we have a lot of questions for you.
I see that.
Where from the testimony about before the sports, we need the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
The Karen still qualified?
Still call.
My name is David Fantina, professional engineer for the record. License did not get expired in the last 20 minutes.
Did you pay this year's license? fee?
Yeah, I did. So anyhow, there's about 17 feet between the 2 driveways. About 17 feet. Yeah, the houses, as you can see, are they're set significantly back. The one is 150 feet roughly off the street, and the other one's about 55 feet off the street. These lots, as Mr. Vettery said, are really quite spectacular. And when I walked the property with the owner, there's almost an unlimited number of things we could do there. But I think these 2 do make sense. And it was his and the architect's vision that kind of put the houses where they are. The main thing is they want to make sure that they have the water views and that they fit in well with the neighborhood. As far as Mr. Kovalars had a question regarding the landscaping. Like with the other one across the street, we're going to be providing detailed plans detailed grading plans will provide a landscaping plan as well. As a matter of fact, one of the things that you mentioned is that the dwelling footprints on my plan don't match the architectural's plans. But I spoke to the architect about that, and rather than making that change for tonight's meeting, we thought we would, reconvene and make them at the time of building permit. So we submit, one package to you with everything, everything coordinated and all the elevations, coordinated so that you would have a complete package. And we'll do that at the time of the buildings. Okay, absolutely. We'll do it at resolution compliance. If that's the best way to do it, we'll do it then. Once again, I'll go through the engineer's letter. The technical comments, we'll add the name and address of the applicant and owner to the sheet one. As far as the amount of fill material, he's right, we're mounding up a lot of fill around these houses. And for resolution compliance, we'll give you an estimate of the number of trucks required to bring the material to the site if it doesn't come from somewhere else on the site. And we will be providing, he's applying for a soil moving permit. I mentioned about the footprints. We agreed the lot numbers have to be assigned by the tax assessor. We agreed safety fences we've placed on top of retaining walls.
Dave, can I ask you about the safety fence?
Yeah.
What's its purpose?
Safety fence, basically in a case like this is just so that anybody, I'm gonna say children, are playing on top of the wall, they're not gonna fall off. Because there are gonna be some retaining walls around here and you wanna make sure that they're not hazards.
And what would be constructed of? What would the construction consist of?
I would have to review that with the architect and the owner. I'm not certain what it would.
I mean, I asked the question of the engineer, it should have been asked of the architect.
I'm assuming it would be similar to what we used on the other one, with either be vinyl or aluminum.
Thank you.
Okay. Architect, number 6 is for the architect. Number 7 has to do with the presence or absence of wetlands. We'll certainly comply with any DEP requirements. I don't believe there are any wetlands on the site. I know there's no flood hazard area affecting the site. Item number 8 will show the water and.
Oh, I'm
sewer
sorry, can we go back to set?
Sure.
Tell us about what feeds this pond?
Pardon me?
What water
Feeds?
source feeds the pond
Basically spring fed.
underneath?
Yeah, there's almost no drainage area to the pond. Doesn't have a 50-acre drainage area or anything. It's not a flood hazard feature.
Okay, did you testify that it's not an NJDEP regulated?
I
body?
testified that if there's a wetland involved, we'll comply. I'm not a wetlands expert.
All right,
there's
what does,
certainly
will
no-
comply with what?
With whatever
Requirements is,
requirements.
It's a regulated water body.
I think it's a regulated water body to the extent that we have to stay 25 feet from it. But that's about it. As you are well aware, almost any,
it's a big contingency, that's
Yes.
that's why I bring it up.
yeah, well, almost any abandoned quarry becomes a pond because they take groundwater and the stuff, stop pumping it out. And that's basically what this is. We'll show the location of existing water and sewer. And we will obtain the permits from the county planning board and SCD. And that's really all I have.
I'd like to ask our engineer, are you satisfied with the water management on this site? Yes? Okay. Any questions of the board?
I have a question. Can we get back to the driveways?
Yeah, sure.
So why was it that the idea to have the driveway on going to the garages, not to come in front of the house on the first house? Yeah, what you're coming into the driveway is coming to the side of the house. Am I not correct? Okay. Why was that done instead of coming into the front? It would, because I'm just saying that driveway then would be further away from the other driveway. 17 feet is not a lot of feet between two driveways.
No, it's not. However, that was done. It was the architecture that drove that. It wasn't an engineering consideration. That was an architectural consideration. Sure.
The driveway is, down to the house, we have the three-car garage. The driveway, it would straight on of the street, that would require wire.
Right. So I understand that, but sir, the first house driveway is coming to the side as well. And why not come directly into the garages? So it would be further away from the other driveway.
Maybe Mr. Swift, so the other course I participate in some of the calls and variations of that. It lends itself to a much more attractive home to hide the cars, to make, so you're not, when you face the home, you're not seeing cars front on, there's more opportunity for green space there. Just thought that, there is roughly 20 feet between the driveways. It's not unusual. I mean, it could have been mitigated if the driveway was on the other side. You think that it works, there's a landscape buffer between the two.
You might as well both stay up there. Any other questions of the board?
Is there a proposed construction schedule that the applicant has?
Would he construct right away? I prefer that to John.
The applicant plan, I'm starting all of them. Seems.
Go ahead.
I know you mentioned there will be a substantial amount of fill that's going to be brought onto the property potentially. Will there be any blasting?
No. I would not expect any. I'd be-
Mhm.
hate to say no, but I would not expect any.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Kovalars, any additional comments? Thank you. If there are no further questions from the board, may I have a motion to open up the meeting to the public?
One more.
I am so sorry. Please bring Mrs. Trina up.
Try to be quick.
You swear from the testimony about when you swear it's going to be the truth from
Yes, I did.
so you grew up in a wee lost.
Yes. My name is Marcella Trina. I'm with Stonefield Engineering and Design, 92 Park Avenue, Rutherford, New Jersey. Licensed professional planner, still in good standing. Okay, all right, sounds good. So the property lies within the R1A single family zone with an affordable housing overlay zone. And as planners, we always try to seek out the benefits of a project and whether or not they outweigh any potential detriments. In this case, the only variance that we are seeking is for minimum lot width, where 100 feet is required and 35.71 feet is proposed. Now, as you can see on that subdivision plan, the lot pinches in at the front of the property along the right-of-way line and extends further out as you move towards the property and to the rear. So while the lot width is just under 36 feet at the front of the property, the proposed building will be set back more than 115 feet to an area where the building can comply with both side and rear yard setbacks. So from an impact standpoint, I don't see the lot width causing a substantial detriment to the public good. Under the existing conditions, the lot is extremely oversized at nearly 69,510 square feet, whereas the minimum lot size is 15,000 square feet. Oversized lots lend themselves to be subdivided, and in a residential suburb like this one, this is a perfect opportunity to subdivide these lots to create new single-family homes to add to this suburb. No other variances are being sought. The proposed building will comply with height, coverage, and setbacks. Given that this is a permitted use, I believe this project aligns with MLU All Purpose A as it represents an appropriate use of the land, as well as MLU All Purpose G as it provides sufficient space in an appropriate location for the permitted residential uses. Project aligns with several goals of the master plan, including to maintain, preserve, and enhance the existing established residential character of Little Falls neighborhoods. And ultimately, I believe that this variance can be granted under the C2 benefits versus detriments criteria.
Any questions of the board members for the planner?
I have a question. if the board approves this project, does the affordable house overlay zone disappear?
Yeah, it was in my summary remark, it's still in my thunder. So, the affordable housing, overlay zone, we look at scarce resources, what land is available with the township. In this township, we have property over where Servo meter is on Cedar Grove Road. There's property in behind, Stevens Avenue by the tracks on the Cedar Grove border, property on Woods Road, and this property. I don't know if I missed it, but once it's developed, no longer a resource that's available, so when the property is developed, out of the affordable housing. Is no longer available.
So the answer is yes.
Well,
Yes.
let me dig in a little bit further. At a future date, could the property owner come before the board and propose 5 more homes on that land?
Yeah, so keep in mind, there's only one lot here that's in the affordable housing overlay zone, that's lot 57.
Yeah.
About 1.2 acres.
Right.
And the reason the other property was not lot 45 was not put in the affordable housing overlay zone because it was an improved property. It was a single family home. So if they're only looking at vacant land, not improved properties.
Yeah.
Even though the property that he resides in is 3 point something acres, it was excluded from the affordable housing overlay zone. So once the property is, once that lot 57 is developed and built, it's no longer available to be land and potentially build for housing. And so they would not be able to, whenever the town updates the affordable housing plan, that would come out of the affordable housing plan.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Just for clarification. So the front yard setbacks, proposed lot 25, John, you showed it on the plan.
Yeah.
There's one corner of the house.
Right, that's the existing house.
Right.
23.86. That's the existing.
So was that variance relief previously granted, or you asking for that?
We're asking for that, home built, that's why it's built in 1946, what is that? Well, the office built initially, and you converted 46. So the pre-existing non-conformity, but we are asking for, my knowledge, this property is better.
All right, the reason we bring this up is planner testified there's only one variance when in fact there are two.
Okay, yeah, I can put that on the record. As you mentioned, this is a pre-existing nonconformity and we're not intensifying it as a result of the proposed development.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any further questions to the planner? Are you through with your presenters, Mr. Benry?
Yes, those are the reasons.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion to open up the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Public meeting is public portion of the meeting is now open. Anyone wishing to address the board, please come forward. No one coming forward. May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Are you summarized or?
Very, very brief. In summary, as Mr. Barry stole my thunder. And
That's what we pay him the big bucks.
Exactly, Mr. Vice Chairman, thank you for bringing that up, but I do think that is something very real to consider as part of this application. And, this is the potential construction of 2 very, very high-end homes that are, in my opinion, going to be a beautiful addition to the area, really carefully thought out and really sensitive to the land itself, because it is, it is a sensitive property. And I think that the development plan here is really very respectful of that. I think that the planner did a very good job of summarizing this and showing that the 2 homes here will work out very nicely. It's a lovely street. We've met the legal standard that there will be no detriment to the public good. It's only a benefit here. And going back to what I said in the beginning before about, residents looking for opportunities for single family home, and here's an opportunity for two oversized lots that can easily accommodate the two single families. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, we've already opened up the meeting to the public. Mr. Brigliadoro.
Chairman, yeah, this is the major subdivision. Preliminary final. Preliminary final. Subdivision. Variance on proposed lot 57, for lot mid, for the 1 feet, required and very proposed, and existing. In part of the lot 25. 30 feet is required with 20 feet for 6 feet. Yeah, we should be provide the all technical comments, contains the public waters. Report. Soil conservation, people. I think that's it.
Very well. May I
Sure.
have a motion?
Chairman, before we continue, we have an active shade tree. These plans, if approved, should go before the shade tree committee, so they have input on the landscaping. They have that right, as well as with the first application. That's an
Absolutely.
automatic.
That acceptable?
Okay, so
Thank you very much. Any further comments?
I have one more. Mr. Vedder, you keep mentioning high end. What is high end in your eyes, in your financial?
It's not a record, but
Wow.
we talked to brokers that say that this could be a 2 in front of the number. I don't know if that would be the case as this $2 million home, which would be record breaking for the township. But I remember a time when they said we would never hit $1 million, and now we've well exceeded that on certain properties. So I don't really know. I'm not a broker, but there's nothing like it in the area, to have water views, rock views, and a lot that's 1.2 acres. That's really unusual.
So, Council, I don't know if this question is out of order, but these 3 homes are going to be spec homes to be put on the market to be sold to the highest bidder. Okay, thank you.
May I have a motion?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the application with the conditions outlined in Mr. Brigliadoro's comments moments ago.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the board.
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
Mr. Karat.
Yeah.
Mr. Luke Demiana,
Yes.
Ms. Cataldo,
Yes.
Mr. Seaver,
Yes.
Mayor Demiana,
Yes.
Councilman Scoba.
Yes.
Mr. Dolan,
Yeah.
Mr. Kilpatrick.
Chairman votes yes, the application is approved.
Thank you, everybody. Happy holiday.
You're stealing my thunder, Jeff. Okay, is there any old business? Any new business? Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for serving this past years. Very much appreciated. And I would also like, of course, to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. And we
Chairman,
will see you.
before we close,
here.
January 1st is the first Thursday in January. I don't think anybody here wants to be here on that day.
I have an announcement. The next meeting, the reorganization meeting and regular meeting will be held on Thursday, January 8th at 7 p.m. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Monorano.
I'm sorry?
Monorano.
Go ahead.
Anybody's here for the Monorano Independent application, 453 Main Street, block 56, block 11 and 12, located in the B1 zone. That matter was requested to be carried by the applicant's attorney for January. The applicant will be brought notice to the public. publication in the newspaper and that's so fun.
Thank you. May I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.